everyone. A bit of a trigger warning about this week's Wednesday word. This week we're going to be talking a bit about domestic abuse. So if this affects you, or you'd like to contact someone, reach out for help, or have someone to talk to, please know that our parish safeguarding officers are contactable at safeguarding@stmatthewsandtheminster.org. Last Tuesday, a number of us gathered in church to hear a seminar exploring the question, how does the church respond to domestic abuse? In many ways, it was a hard evening as we were confronted with the reality of domestic abuse, not only within our wider society, but also within the UK church. 1 in 4 women have experienced domestic abuse in a current relationship. This statistic is the same inside and outside the church. 42.2% of women have experienced at least one abusive act in a current or previous relationship. Again, this statistic is the same inside and outside the church. These are hard statistics to hear. It is especially painful to recognise that the statistics within the church mirror those in wider society. The church is meant to be a place of safety, healing, truth and protection for the vulnerable. Since that evening, I've been reflecting a lot on Ephesians 5, 8-14. Let me read you a little extract. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. It is shameful even to mention that the disobedient do in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, and everything that is illuminated becomes a light. This is why it is said, "Wake up, sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." In these verses, Paul reminds us that we were once shaped by darkness, but now we are called to live in the light. Domestic abuse thrives in secrecy, fear, and silence. Yet the light of Christ brings dignity and truth for all those who have been harmed. The fruit of God's light is goodness, righteousness, and truth. Abuse can never produce the fruit of God's kingdom. Any relationship that is marked by coercion, intimidation, manipulation, violence, or fear stands against the heart of Christ. As a church, we must be careful not to remain sleepers when it comes to these issues. Sometimes silence comes from a lack of understanding. Sometimes it comes because the problem feels too big or too uncomfortable or too overwhelming to face. Yet perhaps we're called in this season to wake up. We cannot ignore suffering that may be hidden behind closed doors. The organisation who brought us this talk are called Restored UK. And since 2010, Restored have been speaking up about violence against women and girls and equipping churches across the UK and beyond to respond to domestic abuse. Their Survivors Network supports over 900 female Christian survivors of domestic abuse. They help the National Church of England safeguarding team with training, and they seek to equip the church to be places of support for survivors. Now, the question that stands before us is this. Now that light has been shone on this issue, what are we going to do about it? What will our response as St Matthew's and the Minster be? We're currently on a journey of thinking and praying about how we can respond faithfully and compassionately. Our next step, our next hope is to gather a small team who might be interested in being part of that conversation. So if that's a conversation that you're interested in being part of, then please email me at jenniferfellows@stmatthewsandtheminster.org. It'd be great to hear from you and to partner as we take this conversation forward. God bless.